Okay, here we go. We've got Mr. Raymond and Ms. Nolie Jackson from Toronto, Canada, here in Jacksonville for their one-on-one coaching with Rick Wheat as part of the at-will events training. Raymond, how about telling us a little bit about your thoughts on our one-on-one consulting program?
The coaching program has been very useful, and because it's been very practical. It's actually boots on the ground, as you could put it, because we actually had to go and, having identified potential locations for purchase, we actually went and visited the locations, and I observed Rick's approach in terms of, as he's approaching the buildings, he's looking at the surrounding area to see if the neighborhood was worthy of consideration, and then he looked at the individual properties. Some we had difficulty getting into, and that of course was a negative, but the idea was to, having seen the appearance on the outside which made it look appealing, that was one thing, but having to go inside and get a feel of now what you need to do to make it marketable or rentable was a totally different story. And fortunately he had a construction background which made it much more credible in terms of an assessment of what additional investment we'd have to make to add value to make the thing feasible. Also, another big contribution to me was that on arrival, we started working straight off the bat. We went and visited actually refurbishing crew at work, showing us what they were actually doing, and sort of before and after with the buildings. And this was one that really needed some extensive work, so it was nice to see the before and after, and the extent to which the team went at a reasonable cost to refurbish the place again to add value. And so that added to the team that we all have to put together in the market that we decide to build. So we found our property manager, we found our refurbishing crew, we found a realtor who could give us access to all sorts of interesting and potentially good lists, and now we just have to find some sort of attorney to handle the legal side in Jacksonville itself, which awaiting an introduction through some other associates of mine. And at the moment the most valuable asset of course has been Rick, with his background of having been in the business, still in the business, and also having had the construction background, which is very useful in this market because a lot of the bargains need fixing up before you can get any sort of added value to make it worth an investment. And I was lucky to have my wife with me, who sort of contained my enthusiasm so that I didn't go overboard too much. And in fact, we came along with a commitment to maybe about 10, 12 properties, out of which we only really identified one that would qualify at the standard that Rick had set for us. And Rick is also good enough to help us to find comparable properties which we didn't think were still available. So it's been a more than useful exercise. It's been full out work. We only stopped to eat, long after the required eating time, but it was more than worth it. Even my wife understands this program now much better than she did at the beginning. So I'm very grateful to Rick and his patience and what he's taught us. I look forward to learning much more as well. Thank you very much, Rick.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Rick.